Okay, this is a reading that I am not sure where it's going to go. I'm not even sure what the positions of the reading are. We are venturing into unknown territory here. I have done in the past a Ace 2-3 spread, what I call the partnership spread, that is based on Wild Kabbalah classes that I've taken with Farrell Humphrey. And in this spread, I wondered, there's the Ace 2-3 positions. Ace is the offer of a partnership. The second position is what I bring to the partnership, or what the person you're reading for brings to the partnership. And the third card represents what is created out of that partnership. And now I'm wondering, what if we start with what is created? And then we go through 4, 5, and I think I'm going to do 3, 4, 5, 6, because I think that gives us a nice starting and stopping point. Using these numbers, it's really just what I consider my personal numerology of these numbers. Everybody thinks of numbers differently. This is just what I have come up with as what numbers mean to me. And so I'm going to pick a card here that's going to represent number 3, or what is created. We're going to put that up here. That is 2 of Wands. So that represents our creation. And this card is going to represent a 4. And that 4 is, in my mind, is kind of a card of stability. What's going to stabilize the creation. And card number 5, I think card number 5 tends to be a card where a conflict is introduced or a complication is introduced. That's another good term for it. And so this is number 5, is the complication. So here we had 8 of Wands is in the 4 position, and in the 5 position we have 2 of Cups. And then our last position is going to be 6. And I think I almost think of 6 as the harmony position, where it is, it's, you've had something creative has started, and you've been able to stabilize it so that you can grow your creation. Complications ensue, and then you harmonize with the complications. And there's the King of Wands. And so those are our 4 cards. And so we're going to look at those 3 first. So our creation, which is here, is the 2 of Wands. That is a great card of creation. I mean, it's always been, as in a Rider-Waite or a Waite-Smith deck, it's the card of I'm looking out and seeing the possibilities that I can venture into in my passions, in my work, in my life, places I can go in my future. I look out on the world and see where I can make my mark. And we see a world there. We see 2 people, one person reaching out and the other person reciprocating. And so the creation is very much I almost think of this like I kind of think of the 2s in this deck especially as cards of communication, because like you see here in the 2 of Cups too, there's always 2 hands that are doing this, so it always reminds me of communicating. And so I tend to think of this as a reaching out in the world of your work or the world of your passions, and that's the creative work that you're doing. Is you're reaching out, you're connecting people. And the way to do that, to build on that and stabilize it, that's the 4 position. And then we have the 8 of Wands. And 8 of Wands is a very goal-driven card. It's, the ones that have been thrown through the air and they're about to reach their destination. So they know where they're, ascribing sentience to wands here, but someone in this position would have seen where they're going. Where you're going when you're in the 8 of Wands position. You've almost reached, just in a 1 through 10 idea, the 8 knows where they're going. They're almost at their destination. And so building with your destination in mind. This is going back to the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. If anybody's ever read that book, one of the tenets of that book is begin with the end in mind. And that's very much what I see the 8 of Wands in a 4 position. Begin with the end in mind. Build your foundation with the end goal in mind. And so what is the end goal? You go back to your creation and that connection. So build with connecting people in mind. And the complicating factor, it's going to be personalities. I mean, people are going to come at this, anything, a work, a passion situation with very different motivations. And they're going to work with people differently. And so, you're definitely going to get complications when you start working one-on-one with people. That's very much an issue that everybody deals with in their work life. And so that is a natural complication to deal with. And it's just something that you have to prepare for. Even back in this position, it's looking ahead. This position, building with the end in mind, that means looking ahead to see what could be the complication before it arrives so that you know how you're going to handle it. And then our final card, our 6th card, the harmony. How you harmonize these 3 elements is the King of Wands. Basically, it's interesting. You have 3 Wands cards in this reading. So it's very much a passion project, a work project that is something that is really near and dear to your heart and something that you care so much about. And the King of Wands is very much someone who is in control of his passions. He's really able to direct his work in a way that is very fulfilling and is able to, bring benefits to people around him as he does. And so that is a great card to have in a final position here. This is amazing. I love it. So there we go. That's our little 4 through 6 reading. I have to come up with a name for this. The 3 is the creative project spot. Creative project reading. Hey, maybe I like that. So then the next reading I do, I think it would start with the 6th position. So the 6th position is your passion. That's interesting. I see passion. That's what this card represents. The 6th position is actually the harmony position. And so perhaps starting with your harmony, maybe it is a descriptive reading of what your harmony is or how to attain harmony as a goal. That's interesting. We'll have to read about that. That's another thing that I learned from Farrell Humphrey's classes is she was talking about a class she did. She's teaching about asking questions in tarot readings, and they have come up with I believe it's 4 different types of readings. And let's see if I remember them all. There's descriptive reading, so you're describing what's happening. A commentary reading, so it's a comment, I think from your source, whatever your spiritual source is on your reading. A prediction reading, which predicts what's going to happen in the future. And then an advice reading, where you're getting advice, once again, likely from that spiritual source. And so I wonder if we did a reading starting with the 6, what kind of reading that would be. If I would go 6 to 10, or if I go 6 to 9, and the 10 is a reading in itself. Boy, I think that's something for the next time I do one of these readings, but I'm really liking this spread. We'll have to try this out again sometime, and I'll see where it takes us. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you coming with me as I play with tarot cards. Stop back again soon to see what I come up with.